Do you guys know what imposter syndrome means? Well, if you don't know what it means, it's when you are trying to do something. Let's say, for instance, let's say you're trying to play hockey and you don't have any idea how to play, but you've joined this league and you are trying to play with these people that you've met. And the whole time you're thinking, man, these guys are going to find out that I can't play and I'm terrible. And I don't feel like you feel like an imposter. You feel like somebody who's told them that, yeah, I can play, I'll join your team. But then the whole time you're there, you feel like you shouldn't be there and you don't belong. That's imposter syndrome. And so, you know what? I actually had imposter syndrome. I have imposter syndrome all the time. Now, when I first started building houses, it was huge. I was feeling it. I thought, who the hell is going to come on this job site and listen to me? Somebody who's never built a house before, somebody who, went to university, but, was working in the corporate world and then all of a sudden decided one day that he wanted to try building houses. Something completely different, something I didn't study, something I really had no background in other than just an interest in it. And so, yeah, when I first started building, I would think that would be the thoughts going through my mind. I would be nervous. I would be anxious about what the trades would think when they got on the job site. And it's clear he has no idea what he's talking about. So that is a classic example from my own life of imposter syndrome. How did I overcome this imposter syndrome? Well, you know what? I just kept doing it. I kept doing it. I didn't pretend to know everything about the construction process. I asked a lot of questions. I actually allowed myself to be vulnerable with the guys that were working on the house because you know what I would ask them, why do you guys do this? Or, I saw somebody told me about doing things this way. Is this something that you guys do? Or, why would someone do it that way? And you know what? I have to say, all the guys that worked for us, they were really good about it. I think they actually enjoyed the fact that I didn't walk around thinking I knew everything and I was actually asking them questions because at the end of the day, they're the experts in their chosen field. And for me to ask them their opinion and not tell them and project onto them what I think they should be doing, I think made them feel important and made them feel valued because I was seeking advice from them. And sometimes that's what it is with people is you just, you give credit where credit is due. And if there's knowledge there, I always look at people like I could learn something from you. There's always something that anybody in this world, something, anything that they could teach you. That's the way I look at it. I never walk around saying I know everything, nobody's going to be able to teach me anything. Because you know what? When you go through life doing that, you're going to end up, well, you're going to rub a lot of people the wrong way with that attitude. Some people might put up with it, but the majority of them, they won't. Hold on, guys. I'm going to try to reclip this mic back on. I don't want to hold it in my hand the whole time. Okay, that's a bit better. So, going back to the imposter syndrome and what I was saying is I want to start a coaching business. I want to coach people on personal development, mindset, helping them get through difficult times, whether they're financial or just issues with, they just need a push. They feel stuck and they want to get out of it. And so that's what I want to do. But again, I have this imposter syndrome right now where I feel like if I start this coaching business up, who the hell's going to listen to me? Like what value do I bring? What do I know about these things? And so I don't know. I get those feelings. I haven't overcome the imposter syndrome yet, but I do want to. I am going to do this coaching business one way or another. That's my goal. And so sometimes you just gotta do it. And like the building process, it got better and it got better and I got more knowledgeable and I was always seeking knowledge in the construction business and I learned so much in the time that I was doing it. So much. So no, don't be my point is don't be afraid to ask questions, don't be afraid to not know. Because we don't know if we've never done something before, we don't know anything about it. And so that leads me to my next point, which is something that I heard in a podcast, Rob Dial's podcast, where he had Mel Robbins as a gift. Here's Mel Robbins again coming into the video. But she said something interesting in the video. He brought up imposter syndrome, and she said, you know what, I don't like that word imposter because it assumes, and your words are very important. What you say actually has a effect subconsciously on what you are and who you are. And so she says, I don't like using the word imposter. What I would rather hear myself and other people say is that I'm a beginner. I'm a beginner at something. And so whenever you are, let me ask you guys, when you're a beginner at something, of course you're going to suck at it. Or maybe you don't. But it's totally fine. The point is, it's totally fine to suck at something when you're just starting off because you've never done it before. You're learning. But here's the thing. When you're a beginner at something, one thing you do better than somebody who's been doing it for a while is you actually pay very, very close attention. You're studying everything. You're hyper aware of what's going on. Just think about driving a car. When you've been driving a car for a while, you're sitting back like this. You're looking out the window. Some of us, I'm not saying me, might be playing with their phones while they're driving. They're, you know, in a trance. They're somewhere else. But when you're first learning how to drive, you have both hands on the steering wheel. You are hyper focused on everything on the road. Anything could be a danger that's happening. That's what being a beginner is, and that's what you bring to the table as a beginner, is that you're looking and learning and you're trying to do everything as best you can, and you're consciously doing it because it's not natural yet. So next time you feel like an imposter, guys, call yourself a beginner and see how that works out for you. Take care, guys. Have a great day. See you in the next chapter. Bye bye.